Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a full review to do for you. So, I recently got this OTF, and I did an unboxing, because see, I've used it, and man, I fell in love with this thing hard, right? And that happens sometimes with me, and then I'm all about it, right? I'm like, yeah, it's the greatest thing ever, whatever. And then I'm kind of like, you know, I got over it. Well, it hasn't been all that long, but whew, I am still in love. The only thing that could change my mind on this is if it started developing action issues. Like if the spring stopped working, if it started failing occasionally and bugging the shit out of me because it was failing. That would really be the only way it would kind of bother me. I want to show you something. Probably not the smartest thing to do right now because it's not like having any issues or anything. But I want to show you how I maintain my OTFs. So I really just do one thing. And honestly, I think it's super simple. I think anybody can do it real easily. And it should keep your OTF from developing issues. What I do is I just take a little bit of very light oil. So this is a KPL Ultralight. And I'll kind of put it on the blade up by where the action is on each side, like so. And I'm going to put a little much on that side. So just to be safe, I might get a little off. And then I'll pull it down. You'll see how it gets kind of around there because it pulled it in. Clean that off. Then I just fire it. Kind of let that work in. And I might clean it off a little bit. It's got a black coating, so I think it's just kind of, maybe we'll oil the blade a little bit here. But that should help you out. I don't know if they have some kind of track here as well. If they do, maybe I'll just put a little there. See if anything comes back out. Really firing, so I think I've done good because it's firing really strong, but we'll see. Maybe I fucked it up, who knows. But Kyle Lanfear actually taught me that. I'm trying to remember his channel name now. I can't remember his fucking channel name. I wanted to say Big Red something, but that's not Red Wolf EDC. He's the one who taught me that trick, actually. So, because I had all these issues with my bounty hunter, I think it was. I think that was the knife. And it was pissing me off because I had to, like, shoot fucking rem oil in there like Microtech tells you to do. You can see now it's spouting out oil. So, it's definitely in there. And I didn't put barely anything on there. And you saw I use a tiny little... looks like, was that enough to clean the blade? Nah. So what I'm going to do is just give it a little spritz here and here. I don't want to go crazy because I don't want that getting in my action. So this is where you want to be careful with a knife like an OTF. You want to make sure stuff like knife shield does not get in the action. But I do want to use it to get the gunk off of my knife. So, looks like it did. Still got the oil there and there. Should be good. Don't know what that is, but it should dry up. So, should be good to go on it. Man, yeah, it fires like I just opened it, which is cool. So, all right. So, let's talk about this knife because I'm really excited. First thing I want to do is give an absolutely massive shout out to Brian over at Blue Creek Knives. So he got a couple of these in, and he really loved it. He sent me a video. He's like, dude, I got these in, and they're awesome. Like, and I immediately was like, dude, send me one. Like, I want to check one of these out. Send me one for the channel. You know, I'll buy it. I'll whatever. Like, you know, send it, and then I might buy it, or you know, whatever. He sends me stuff for review occasionally. Whatever. He's like, well, I only got these 2, and I'm keeping one. And he's like, I'll send you the other one, but you're going to have to say in your video that I don't have any more. He's trying to get more, so hopefully by the time this video goes up, maybe he will. But I was like, okay, well, I just want to, just think it looks cool. I want to check it out. And I've kind of tried to get into OTFs a little bit because where I live in Pennsylvania, in the state of Pennsylvania, they now repealed the switchblade ban. Now, the local, there's no preemption, so like if your city says you can't carry them, you still can't carry them. Like in Philly, they still have a concealed carry thing or whatever. I don't care. I carried them before, honestly. I just, because I'm not worried about getting like arrested with an OTF or something. But if you're trying to be smart, obviously, you know, you should probably follow the laws. But anyway, I don't think my city here or town is against OTFs, but I don't know. But anyway, so I was kind of trying to celebrate that by getting an OTF or 2, right? And that's when I got the Colossus from Heretic. I picked that up from E-Knives. Shout out to E-Knives. I'm trying to get them to give me an affiliate link. I don't know why I care so much. I'm trying so hard, but I am. And I got that, and I was so excited because I had handled that at Blade Show in 2021, and I was all excited because it had a reversible clip, and it was supposed to be really lefty-friendly. And it was pretty good, and it was pretty lefty-friendly. It's just the switch had this curve to it that was made for righties. And it kind of just bugged me. Yeah, so I did the review, and I liked it. It was fine. It was in Magna Cut, whatever. But it was aluminum. It had the kind of grip tape inlays. And as soon as I got this out of the box from Brian, I was just like, holy shit. This is so much better. This is ungodly better. Now, I showed Jim Skelton because I was like, dude, you got to check this thing out. Like, this is the best OTF I've handled. Like, Microtech, Axial. I love Axial gear. They do cool stuff, but then Axial gear is kind of like, they're working on something new. But what they have now, the Shift, is kind of like a little bit cooler, less expensive Microtech knife, kind of. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the glass breakers, so that's cool. But, like, still very similar in a sense. This is different. Now, I don't know every OTF, so, you know, this could look just like something else. I don't know. But he said this was ugly, Jim. And I was like, I don't think this is ugly. What's ugly about this? I don't know, the handle shape or something? It's fucking comfortable. I'll tell you that. So we'll get into the review. Let's do that. So aesthetically, I think this looks good. I love the clip. It's a deep carry clip. Done really well. I'll say it functions like a beast. And you know what they did? They didn't do anything fancy. All these OTFs, you know, yeah, they have, a lot of them have reversible clips. It's always like rear mounted with a fucking glass breaker or some shit on the back. Like, hey, it's a knife. Put some fucking screw holes in it. Well, that's what Hogue did. They just put fucking screw holes in it. So yeah, you got these 2 screw holes, but like, you can barely even, I don't even care about those. Boom, got my lefty clip. Thank you, Hogue. Right? It's G10. This is, by the way, this is the Hogue Compound 3.5. I did not tell you the name of this knife. I apologize. I'm excited. Now, one downside is it has screws on both sides, so it's not like some of the aluminum ones where it's just screwed in from one side, and that's kind of it, and then you have your show side or whatever. But I don't care about screws. I have knives with fucking screws. Like, it's cool when a company does like a no hardware design, obviously the pivot, but I think that's cool, but I don't need it. But yeah, it has this cool sort of hexagon pattern, or is it hexagons? Yeah, hexagons. Stop sign pattern. And what I love about this handle, even though this isn't an aesthetic thing, I guess I'm talking about aesthetics, but we're going to get to ergos in a second. Let me just finish aesthetics. The blade shape is cool. It's a clip point, very long, kind of ups. You know, it's got the clip point thing going on. Not my preference. I want a sheep's foot warny version of this. Even a more drop point, spear point would be cool. They have a Tanto, but it's kind of ugly to me, honestly. I think I prefer this clip point to it. So I have found in cutting that the clip point isn't ideal, but it works. It still works, so it's acceptable. Not my preference. I'm not loving that, but it works. And aesthetically, I think it looks fine. It looks pretty good, right? You have a Leishowitz CPM S30V, so it's a Leishowitz design. You have a serial number right there, L0006821. And then on this side, it says Hogue Compound USA. And then on the clip, you have Hogue. So, yeah, you got the billboarding, Microtech style. It's not as bad, though. It's not like, you know, and then like, it's not like everywhere, but it's still a little annoying. But it's okay because it's all blacked out. It's still a little bit of color. Whatever, it's fine. But, so, and then you have the black coated blades, PVD or DLC coated blade, black handle. Everything's blacked out, right? Which is cool. This is kind of an operator model because it has a Glow Rhino tritium vial right here in the switch, which is dope. I was looking at it in the dark the other day, and it was just cool to have. Do I need it? No, but it's cool. And then it says Glow Rhino, and it has, I guess, a serial number for the switch. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe they made the switches, I guess. And they installed, I thought maybe they just installed the tritium, but they actually made the part, maybe. And you can see the construction here. So it's your standard, I believe. Is it 2-piece construction? Maybe, is it more? I don't know. Almost looks like maybe there's 3. I don't know. Hard to tell. Maybe that's why the screws have to be on both sides. But all back through here, it looks like 2 pieces. Just up here, it gets a little tricky. I don't think OTFs are as easy to make as people think, but I don't know. So, then you have Ergonomics. And this is where this knife absolutely destroys every other OTF I've handled. This is actually a comfortable knife. Most OTFs are like, okay, it's a fucking box. It's a rectangle box, and it kind of fits in my hand. It's okay. It's not killing me, so it's fine, right? This thing is comfortable. Yeah, it's a box, but like the way the box is designed is very comfortable. And on top of that, the biggest factor for me is its G10. I believe this comes in a carbon fiber, so that's, you know, if you get that, that's up to you. But the fact that this is G10 changes the game. Because most OTFs are in aluminum. And aluminum's fucking cold and hard and it's metal, right? Do I mind having a metal handle? No, I have knives in titanium and whatnot, and I love them. But on an OTF, it's just, I don't know, this just feels so much better than any OTF that I've had. Man, I think fucking buyers. It just feels amazing in the hand. And the cool thing is, this also basically has a finger choil. Look at this part right here. You look at it and you go, man, it's kind of ugly, right? But you could choke up. You have a finger choil on an OTF. Get out of here. This is awesome. Okay? Love that. Then you go to 7-Eleven on Friday night and you need to get into that Slurpee fight, dude. You are crushing it. Look at this. It's basically designed for this grip. Nice thumb landing right there. Man, I could stab some fucking logs with this thing all day. I mean, it's really comfortable. You can spin it around this way. Still works. Not great. So, you know, would this be the reverse Slurpee grip? I don't know. But this is mad comfortable. Can you choke up like this? Yeah, but that's dumb because if you use it, you're cutting your finger. But this grip is good, like a hammer grip. I can feel that clip moving. Like as you squeeze, the clip does shift a little bit because it's just like a spring clip or a bent clip. But it's not going anywhere. It's just something you feel. It doesn't hurt. It's just you feel the clip moving, if that makes sense. choke up, really good. You can hold it like this, no problem at all. This is comfortable right here. And then you get to the switch ergonomically. Something that bugged me on the Colossus. Something I hate on almost every OTF is the switch. Even good ones like Axial Gear, where they give you a nice, comfortable switch and not a ton of spring tension. It's not something you want to sit there and do this with all day, right? It's just not. After 2 or 3 of those, you're just like, oh, my thumb is like, it's got marks on it and shit. And like, yeah, you could keep going, but it's not comfortable. This knife, I could fire this all day. I could fire this all in day and not blink an eye. It has the most comfortable switch ever, and it's so simple. It's just a fucking hump. Who knew? A hump. And it's made out of plastic. A hump made out of plastic. Sorry, I know I'm being dramatic, but look at that little bit of jimping right there. Let's zoom in on that again. Oops. Oops. Come on, Kev. There we go. So you get that little bit of jimping and you get that hump, right? And what you do is you just kind of get into your grip. You get your thumb right there and you press against the hump. Nice, smooth depression to here, and then and sorry, another cool thing I love about this button is out. And if you want to do it this way, which I love doing, kind of hold it like this, and you use the side of your thumb to slide down. It's so fun to do this. Feel like an operator. Like I go like this out of pocket, make my cut, and then I'm like, whoosh. I love this switch, guys. It's fucking next level. And it's not easy to depress on accident. Like, you have to get to here and then get that pressure on it. Dude, this thing is made so well. Yeah, it's, you know, made of, it's got a spring and all that stuff. It's just like any OTF. You know, I have wiggled and tried to fail it, can't. I've checked the screws. We can do it again. I believe I don't know if I did it in the video or not. I'll show you. Tight, tight, tight. They're all nice and snug. Can't get that. I already got that one though. Tight, tight, tight. Oh, that one was a little bit coming out, but may not have got it last time. I don't know if firing it over and over could get it to kind of loosen up, but you know, that's just what OTFs sound like. So that's something you got to know too with OTFs is they're going to be a little rattly. Cutting. Okay, here is my favorite part about this knife. Okay. Well, I love a lot about it. I love the ergos. I love the looks of this thing with the badass tritium. I love the switch. But the thing for me, personally, that separates this OTF... okay, the switch, too. The other thing, the third thing, because of the ergos with the G10. Okay, I know. Benchmade has the shootout, I think. And maybe that's good. I haven't had one of those in. I handled one at Blade Show, and I liked it, but it was a little bit, like, awkward size. And I don't know. Felt a little cheap. But I need to try one before I make that, you know, claim. This, to me, is the best OTF I've handled. That I've tried, owned, whatever you want to call it, you know. So it doesn't mean it's the best OTS ever, and I'm making this big declaration. Just to me, out of what I've handled, Microtex and Axial and some other, you know, Heretic and whatnot. But anyway, one of the things that really big time separates this guy is the fucking blade on it is good. It actually fucking cuts stuff well. it's a great EDC knife, okay? Most OTFs have a thick fucking grind. They have a stupid blade shape, a shitty edge, right? And they're not that practical for everyday carry. You can get away with it because we don't do all that much crazy stuff. Like, it's not a big deal. But having a good blade on your knife makes a difference a lot of times. And this is amazing. This is an S30V, okay? And it's done extremely well. And I mean, I don't know the heat treat, but I trust Hogue, right? And we all know that Hogue has some of the sharpest I mean, this thing is just absolutely slicing my finger right now. Sticky ass sharp from factory. Like, just watch this. This is an OTF out of the box. I mean, it does the S cuts. It's an OTF. I don't know. That's... Ew. Oh, my dog just fucking threw up. That is disgusting. Cheyenne, really? Okay. Sorry about that. You guys just literally heard a dog throw up on camera over there. I had to clean up she was on my bed, so that was fun. She seems okay. She just threw up. Dogs do that sometimes. They just throw up. They seem like perfectly fine. If I throw up, I feel like shit, you know what I mean? But anyway, she seems fine, hopefully. Anyway, it cuts like unbelievably well for an OTF. And that really sets it apart for me, because I always feel like that's one reason I don't like OTFs, is because they're never that fun to cut with or good to cut with, right? Even though I'm not the biggest hard use guy, I do like knowing that I have a good sharp blade in my pocket. You know what I mean? A nice thinly ground blade, whatever. And they did a wonderful job on this blade, I gotta say. And their S30V, fantastic. I guarantee it's fantastic. I think maybe when I unboxed it, I was like, ooh, S30V. I don't even know if I said that or not. That's so dumb. You know, like, think about it. Anyway. So, it cuts fantastically, and that's important, right? It carries amazingly. It has this deep carry clip. I carried it in my front left pocket for 2 or 3 days straight now, and I love it. I really do. It carries really well. It's light for being an OTF. Usually they have some more weight to it. Doesn't have a dumb glass breaker. It just sits really deep in your pocket, and it's great. I've chosen to carry this over other knives the last couple of days, and that means a lot, especially when those are manual knives or new knives or whatever. Cut and carry sounds. You can hear the... I don't know how much of that translates. It's one of the best sounding OTFs I've heard, and it just sounds like a gun coming out of there. It sounds like it's on a piston or something, which it probably is or whatever, but I love it. And the G10 maybe adds a little bit to that. I don't know, but the sounds are amazing. I'd give it like a 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. 9 or 10 out of 10 for an OTF for sure. And in general, I mean, you know, sounds good. It sounds good. Action / fidget factor is the same thing, right? I mean, this thing really guns out of there. And fidget factor has a lot to do with the switch, right? Now, I don't sit around all day just doing this like I do with like a folder. I'll, flick and I'll fidget with a lot throughout the day, right? Just kind of doing this stuff all day and whatever. I don't tend to just have this out and just be hammering it all day, but I do fidget with it quite a bit. And I find it really satisfying. It's fun to have on me. I don't know how I would feel if it was the only knife on me. Like the last couple of days I've had these two together, or, this, like one of these three, or two of these three. And I don't know how I'd feel if I didn't have this as well to occasionally pull out and, you know, reverse flick or whatever. Or this to, you know, just flip around and mess around with. But I don't know. I might just end up fidgeting with this more. One of the reasons I don't fidget with it constantly is I'm worried I'm going to mess the action up by doing it so much. I don't know. I'm not an OTF guy. Like, I don't know all those nuances. One other thing I want to notice I did for cutting, I cut down some cardboard. I opened a bunch of boxes yesterday. I got a bunch of mail, so I opened a bunch of boxes. And today, it was really nice this morning. I had my daughter, and I was just trying to do a bunch of stuff. I had to feed the dogs, and I was trying to take some trash out. And we had a new dog food bag that I had to open up. And it was just really nice to be able to, like, take it out, open it, make my cut, put it right away in my pocket, not have this blade, you know, it's not really a worry for me with the kid, but like not have a blade that I'm kind of like half, you know, out. It's like half out and then I'm sitting there, you know, it's nice to just be able to like cut, put it away. And then last night I was at my parents and we had dinner there and my aunt brought some gifts for my daughter. It's like she bought her this kitchen set for Christmas and she was giving her all this like extra stuff for it. And one of them had zip ties. So I'm sitting there on the couch and pop it out. Just all I did was just slide it under the zip tie and push forward and it would pop the zip tie. And then I put it away. You know, and nobody batted an eye. Like, you know, at this point, I'm the knife guy in the family, but like, I don't know. I just really enjoy this, and I'm happy about it. It kind of reminds me of how I you know, getting into slip joints. I'm more into it now than I, you know, was. When I first started, I know a lot more about them. I'm more nuanced with it. Than before, but like it's kind of that feeling. Like it's kind of like discovering a Jack Wolf, which is, you know, the shit in slip joints. That's how I'm feeling about this. I love it that much. It's really opened my eyes. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to Brian over at Blue Creek Knives for putting this on my radar, helping me get one, all of that stuff. I did end up buying it off him or from him, however you want to put it. We made a little deal or trade. That's where that heretic went. But anyway, I love it. That is the Hogue Knives Compound 3.5 OTF in S30V and G10 with a glow rhino tritium insert. I believe these are, in case you're wondering now, I believe these are right around $300 retail. I've seen them, I believe, somewhere around $280 and up to $320. I don't know if, you know, the tritium thing makes it more or if they all have that. I don't know. There's carbon fiber ones, I think, and I don't know if that makes them more or less, whatever. What I would love to see is this in a sheep's foot blade. I would love to see this in a sheep's foot blade. You're going to see a video from me pretty soon, hopefully. I have a little list of videos I want to do. And one of them is, what would make this knife better? Like, what would make this great knife better? You guys know I absolutely love the ERGOnomics F5.5. What would make this knife even better, though? Right? Something like that. Think about that. And that's kind of where I'm going with that video. I can't think of something off the top of my head for this. The easy answer to a lot of them is put a lefty clip on it, right? I don't think I'm going to do that on any of them, but you get the concept there, right? Like a hollow grind. This with a full hollow. Okay, there's an answer for you. So stuff like that. This with a sheep's foot, hails to the yeah, you know? So you might see it in that video, but let me know what you guys think of this. I love it. Absolutely stoked. You can also see there's some like contoured kind of angles, milling sort of stuff going on here for more comfort. It's just a unique OTF in my opinion. I love it. So, I hope you guys Have a fantastic day. Let me know what you think down below. If you're interested in this guy, if it just doesn't do it for you, if you're not an OTF person, why, if you were like me, or whatever. Maybe there's people out there who feel the same way I do about this. It opened their eyes, you know. And again, shout out to Blue Creek Knives. Go check out bluecreekknives.com/lefty10. You can use my coupon lefty10 over there. And I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.